The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.
Good morning and welcome into a Testament Tuesday. I'm your host, Monica Adams. Thrilled to have you along with us. We are inside the Kaufman Outdoors and the Porch in Wildwood Studios. If you haven't been in yet and your grass is starting to look like ours, you might want to get into Kaufman Outdoors in Sullivan, Missouri. They have everything you need to beautify that yard. All right, we got to give some grace to my husband. He's like, can I get back to my yard now that the hot tub is in? Yes, and I think I need to help him as well. Little weed eaters, maybe you need the blower to get the leaves all out of the way, or you need those brand new mowers. Kaufman Outdoors, please support those that support us. They are located once again in Sullivan, Missouri at 141 North Service Road West. In fact, we're taking the trip down tomorrow. I can't wait to introduce Zach. 573-468-8473. They have the mowers, the bad boys, the X-Marks, everything that you need, but we're going to look at those e-bikes. They created their own e-bike, which is super cool. So if you've got from a recreational standpoint to a hunter in your family, they're going to love these. I love the fact that they made their own. There was a specific kind that they wanted. They're like, hey, we're going to do it. So the e-bikes, we're going to definitely get on one. And I think Mark Kaufman is going to put me on a tractor. You'll see all that unfold very, very soon. Well, welcome into the show. We're going to talk a little weather. We've got some news you can use. And then today is a Testament Tuesday. We're going to talk about someone's testimony of faith and belief and resilience. And then suddenly we now know her to be a boutique owner. That was something that was really never in the cards, or so she didn't think. She did hair for over 2 decades. Her name is Monica Spitler, and she's going to be our guest coming up in just minutes. So welcome. Good morning to all of you. Feel free to say hello to your community. Let us know where you're watching from. Are your branches down? There was some storms last night. I saw a ton of people picking up debris, etc. this morning, so let me know that. Dry conditions today, and it's going to be another hot one. We have one more day of maybe dangerous heat before we get into this pattern of the 80s. So today, the heat index is going to feel like 100. Isolated storms, again, could pop up like last night. 91 for the high, down to 71 tonight. Lower humidity tomorrow. I love to tell you that. 87 for a high. Thursday, 89. And then we get into the weekend, and some storms are expected both Friday and Saturday evening. 84 on Friday, 82 on Saturday. We get to Sunday, just a slight chance of rain expected. And then we're going to get into that pattern of mid to upper 80s as we head into next week. So much nicer. Just one more day that we have to get through. Yesterday, now it didn't change, so it wasn't like the car was heating up. I saw 99 degrees. I don't know what it officially got to, but it was 99 at least at one point. But the feel-like temperature was near that 115, 120 mark, which was disgusting for sure. We're going to stay with the weather theme. We were talking about this yesterday. Hurricane Genevieve to bring massive swells and life-threatening surf and ripping the currents to the Southern California area. So if you know anybody, have family and friends, it's about 500 miles off the southern tip of the Baja California, sending big waves rolling towards Southern California beaches this week, whipping up the Pacific Ocean, creating hazardous swimming conditions. It is a Category 4 hurricane moving northwest with sustained winds of about 155 miles per hour, expected to generate up to 11-foot swells by tomorrow afternoon along San Diego County beaches that face south and southwest, and it will bring heavy surf and strong rip currents along the LA County beaches. In most coastal areas in San Diego and Orange counties, the forecast calls for surf of 3 to 6 feet, with larger sets periodically reaching 7 feet. And we pulled that picture because surfers are thrilled. They're gearing up for what the website Surfline calls one of the strongest hurricane swells of the past decade in Southern California. It just makes me think of Point Break. Did you ever see that movie with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves? If you haven't, watch it. That wave that they were riding just blew my mind. But yeah, surfers are excited about it. Everybody else just kind of be careful. All right, we continue on with the news, and we are talking about Savannah Guthrie, and it has been a while since we've had an update for you from Savannah. She posted this yesterday on her social media page, again, just kind of asking people to understand that it's not over, and they want you to remember their mother and anything that you can do to help them out. So this was her plea.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice.
Again, devastating that it has gone on as long as it has, but 6 months, folks, 6 months already that this family has been devastated. I just cannot believe all of us saying, how have they not found her, and any new information on her? So that pulled from Savannah Guthrie's Instagram page yesterday. Well, have you been to Salt and Smoke? You won't be going to a couple of locations anytime soon. They're closing 2 of their locations, unfortunately. I hate when we're saying this. I love when we are talking about small businesses thriving. In a Facebook post yesterday afternoon, I saw that it was announced that the Hampton and the Ellisville locations are closing. Over the past 12 years, they've been able to grow from their one location on the Del Mar Loop to 8 locations all over St. Louis. A pretty incredible journey. None of it would have been possible, they said, without the support of their amazing besties along the way. With growth, however, come hard lessons. And after a lot of reflection, they had to make the difficult decision to close 2 of the locations, once again, Hampton and Ellisville. So they had posted that on their social media. The locations, by the way, will be closing on Saturday, August 1st. So why don't you show them a little love before they officially close coming up this weekend. Well, if you've driven downtown and you're familiar with the Edison building, it's going to get a little facelift, getting a touch-up as part of a $81 million revitalization. The mural, which began taking shape in 1984, required approximately 20 tons of paint to complete across the 13-story building. The restoration is part of this revitalization, and it's set to reopen in the fall of next year as the Sheraton St. Louis downtown. All right, here's my favorite story of the day. A dog missing for 5 years, folks, reuniting with the family after being found 600 miles away. You really, truly never know. Lincoln, Nebraska is where this happened. The family is celebrating a true miracle with the help of a Facebook page. Their missing dog found his way home after more than 5 years. The woman said she never stopped searching for her dog, Chong, after he escaped her home back in 2021. She said, I still looked for him. We still went to our old neighborhood. We drove around, looked to see if we could see anyone walking him, or if he was running around somewhere. Someone in Lincoln got Chong microchipped after he got loose, and somehow, after being chipped, he ended up more than 600 miles away. He was found behind a truck stop in Indiana, and a reunion now years in the making. The family now back with their dog in Lincoln. Isn't that awesome? That's my favorite story of the day. So, folks, if your dog runs away, don't give up hope until someone says, hey, I found them, or I've got them, or they're in a kennel, or whatever. But yeah, 5 years later, crazy. Okay, it's Carly Simon. Let's send her some thoughts and prayers. She revealed yesterday that she's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and also treated for skin cancer. Iconic singer Carly Simon opening up about her private health struggles. She had a statement obtained by People magazine. She's 83 now, revealing that she's been living with Parkinson's and also underwent surgery for basal cell carcinoma. That cancer was removed, but she said she's more self-conscious about her appearance since the spot on her face. And see, we just want to send her some love because, again, give yourself some grace, Carly. You've been through a lot and sounds like that battle just continuing. All right, in the St. Louis Cardinals news, it was a hot one for sure at Busch Stadium. It's going to be again today. The Cards unfortunately losing to the Cubs 7-3. That rivalry continuing tonight. First pitch is at 6:45. All right, chocolate fans, today's your day, at least from a milk chocolate standpoint. National Milk Chocolate Day, Buffalo Soldiers Day. You got to get to the water park and I think we're going to love that. National Water Park today and Hepatitis Awareness Week from a health standpoint. All right, we did it fast for you today. You're all up to date in some water cooler stories, some things I think you might want to know about. Good morning to all of you. I just saw someone earlier say that they're really, Angie said, I am really looking forward to today's show. I love that. Karen, hello. Tammy Engelbach, good morning. How are you, my friend? Bridget said, good morning. Oh, how wonderful. And Bridget, by the way, has been a big part of Testament Tuesday with Childress Legal Nurse Consulting. We love you, Bridget. Good morning, Joe. Stephanie, good morning to you. Luann, good morning. Julie says, good morning to friends. Kathleen, Linda, Christy, all of you. Hello. One fell swoop. Good morning. Shannon Sommelier over on Instagram. Dougie Allison, Frank and Penny. Love having you all on. No matter what platform you are on, be sure to say something. Party at Monica's, Joe says, National Water Park Day. I don't have a water park. I'm building my oasis, but not a water park just yet. All right, everybody. Good morning to you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on this Testament Tuesday, just wait till you hear what one woman has overcome and kept this gorgeous smile on her face. And then God said, I'm just going to have you do this for a little while longer, and then I'm going to open up a path for you to open up your own boutique. And it's called Coconut Grove in Washington, Missouri. It's beautiful. I can't wait to tell her story. Monica Spitler, my guest, when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Look at that beautiful family. We're going to talk all about them. Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. If you're just tuning in, hello. You are going to love this Testament Tuesday. We've been working on this one for the past couple of months. You've probably heard me talking for the last month and a half or so about Coconut Grove Boutique, located in Washington, Missouri. And I just told a lady the other day, she's like, oh, I'm going to Washington. I said, great. Then stop in. She's like, oh, I absolutely will. I'm going to have lunch and then we're going to go shopping. It is a wonderful place. If you haven't been in yet, here's all the information for you to know. You can check out their website, coconutgboutique.com. You can also follow them on social media. Located on West Main Street in Washington, Missouri. And as you see, established 2025. We're going to go way back before that, though, to tell the story of the owner. So welcome in, Monica Lynn.
Thank you. Hi.
I say that because that's her middle name. And so we just think it's hilarious and we have the exact same name. It's crazy. But Monica Spitler is her last name. How are you?
I'm great.
So
I'm
good to see you. I'm I'm so glad we're finally able to do this. And you're feeling better because we were telling people we were going to have you on last week, but did you say did you have strep?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's no
weekend.
fun.
Yeah.
She called. She's like, I don't think. And I said, nope, stay away. We don't need strep, and I want you to heal. I was like, I want you to have your best life when you come in. I want you to feel
thank
amazing.
you.
So, folks,
Thank you.
please do me a favor. Welcome in Monica. And if you've been, by the way, let me know what you love. So I didn't know about you. You actually commented on a post that we did for Oak and Front,
Yes.
which is a wonderful place. And I was like, where should we go next? And she was like, Coconut Grove. Hey, come on out to this. So I went with my husband. This dress I'm wearing, by the way, is from there.
Yes.
Now, here, I told you the funny story that I didn't even try it on. And I
Yes,
took him
yes.
to Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is pretty, but oh, it's short. So you are not going to see me move my legs. My husband's like, I like it. It shows off legs. You have some really beautiful stuff.
Oh,
and
thank
we're going
you.
to talk about that. But
Thank you.
never, ever, ever in your life did you think you were going to be a boutique owner, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
I can't wait
No.
to tell you this story.
No.
We're going to go back because on a Testament Tuesday, we love to talk about the faith and the resilience and the belief of what we can do, right? I always say, dream big. You can be whatever you want to be. But there are obstacles thrown in our way along the way. You've had a lot. Let's go back to when you were a child. You were almost kidnapped?
Yes, in third grade, I was riding bikes with my cousins, and we went past where my mom said to go. She's like, "Don't go past this part," and of course we did. I was like in third grade, and this guy came, and he was driving like past us, and he drove past me so fast and close that I fell off my bike. And the thing is, when I got on my bike, my cousin helped me on because it was a 10-speed and it was too big for me. So when he knocked me off my bike, I couldn't get back on right away. And my cousin's, he came back around towards us, and I saw him, he turned around and started driving towards us, and I made eye contact with him, and I knew it wasn't right. I knew something was wrong. I had that feeling, but my cousins went back to the house, and I was stuck there, and I couldn't get back on my bike. And he got out of the car, and he was dressed like a police officer from the waist down. And he had a gun holster. He had like police pants on. And he looked like he was like in his 30s, and he had like a red beard and reddish hair. And I knew, my mom told me enough.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, I knew. So, but I wasn't scared. It was more like, okay, what are you going to do? I was just waiting for him to make the move so I knew how to react, because I was stuck there. And I didn't want to leave the bike because I was worried about the bike. It was my cousin's 10-speed, and I was not going to run off without it. And so he got out of the car, and he opened his back door, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 if you come here." Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. So then I froze, and I thought, okay, what do I say? Do I say no? Then he might chase after me. And so I said, just a second, give me a second, I'll be right there. And there was a hillside on the side of the road, and I stepped on that to get on my bike. I used that as leverage because I was too short and little. And I got on my bike, and I rode back, and then we didn't say anything to my cousin's parents that day. And they were babysitting me that summer, and we went back out. The next day to their house, my mom was driving me, and I'll never forget, I could see the tracks from his car in the gravel road. And I said just very, casually to my mom, I said, "Oh, that's the guy's tracks that tried to kidnap me yesterday."
Oh my gosh.
And my mom like froze the car, slammed on the brakes, and was screaming. And the police came over to my house, and they had a whole surveillance on him. So I don't know what this guy had done before, because they had surveillance pictures of him like grocery shopping, putting money in.
Chills.
Yeah, so he was not a good person, because they had lots of pictures of him, because they said I identified him to a T. But it was 1983, and he told them, they did catch him, and he told them that he was trying to scare me, that he wasn't actually trying to kidnap me.
Yeah, right.
He was just trying to scare me, is what he had said. So I remember my mom didn't want me to testify, because I remember her being on the phone with a friend and just saying, I don't want him to find out where she lives.
Oh, yeah.
And so it went on from that. So that, throughout my life, that episode I'm a very protective mom, you know what I mean? So that made me really overprotective and extra vigilant, because It's anywhere. It can be,
It is, and it's scary
anywhere.
and scary. I mean, I was at a restaurant the other day, and I went in to go to the bathroom, and all over, and I'm glad for this. Pictured all over the place was talking about, are you scared? Do you need someone? Or, as far as like trafficking.
Yes,
and we're
yes.
seeing it everywhere, folks. It's scary. If you're just tuning in, I have crazy chills right now, and I already know this part of the story a little bit more in depth than what I originally knew. But I want you all to hear this because great that your parents had given you that warning. I had to play the role of the stranger in a camp for my friend when she used to work in Parks and Recreation. I hated it because all the kids looked at me like, you tried. Again, we were doing it to teach, but I had to do the whole thing of, hey, I've got a puppy. Hey, we have ice cream. All the things that little kids want to hear that lure them in. And it is such a dangerous world.
Yes.
But again, we do these stories for awareness and for you to say, maybe I need to bring this back up to our kids again. They listen. Monica was listening to her mom, obviously. I'm so glad that you told that story because, again, it's something that needs to get out there. Did you have PTSD for a while?
Not too much. No,
Okay, good.
I really just I just knew he was a bad guy, and I can't even say I felt scared. Because you always wonder what are people thinking in that moment,
Sure.
and I was literally just thinking about the bike the whole time.
Isn't that
Like,
amazing?
I was worried
'Cause it was your
about
cousin's
It was my older cousin, and I was like, I do
They're
not.
gonna be mad at me.
I thought he'll run her bike over in
my
the middle of the
goodness.
road. But I was in like third grade. I wasn't thinking, correctly. But that's what I was worried about. So.
Powerful, folks, right? So that's one. I told you that before we ever get to showing you this gorgeous boutique, I want you to know the person behind where you do your business. And again, please support those small businesses to keep them thriving. When you walk in and you see this beautiful smile, you would never know that she's gone through all these things. So that was one. And then where did you grow up, first of all?
I grew up in Washington.
In Washington.
In Washington, Missouri.
And
yes.
then, okay, so you're through school, you go through high school. Where'd you go to high
Yes,
school?
I went to Washington High School.
And then
After that, I went to East Central for 2 years, and then I went off to Mizzou, up to Mizzou.
Yes. So we're both Mizzou fans. We
Yes,
talked about.
yes.
Okay. So very, very close to your mother.
Yes,
And your
extremely.
grandmother and family, just
Yes.
in general, which they have a beautiful family we're going to talk about. And they were just featured, by the way, in a magazine article that you may have seen. But your mother and your grandmother
Yes.
were both killed in a car accident.
Yes,
Your mother instantly?
She died later that night. Actually, I got to see her after the accident, and when they came upon the accident, they thought she was fine because she didn't have any cuts on her or anything, and she was like worried about. I wasn't in the car. We had went to church that morning, and it was going to be my birthday, and my mom was going to have a party later that day, and. I rode separately because our grandmother had lived with us and she had just had surgery and she couldn't step up into our minivan. So they took her car, which was little, so I had to drive separate. So I came home after church. My mom actually, the last thing I remember from her is she put her arm around me after church and she was giggling. And she's like, I'm so proud of you. You made it to church today, because I was like a teenager in high school.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was 18.
Okay.
And so I went home, and then my other grandmother, my mom's mom, called and said that there had been an accident. And I just immediately knew that it was just a feeling. Like I knew my mom, there was something I knew it was going to be really bad. I didn't even know anything about the accident. So we're driving to the hospital, and I get there, and you could see in her eyes, they were just wiping blood off of her from other people, and you could see in her eyes that they were fading away. So, and her lungs collapsed like right in front of me. And then it turned out she had torn her aorta, kind of like Princess Diana. She had a blunt impact on her chest.
On her chest, okay.
And I got to talk with her, and I just watched her fade away. And then she ended up dying that night. And it was like so traumatic for me. I remember the priest saying that I was in shock, and they were talking about giving me shots because I was like. I ran out of the hospital screaming, and I collapsed, after it took like 4 people to hold me down because I was just so full of like just energy from like just so upset. And my grandpa, looked at me and he said, Monica, please don't do this. And then I calmed down. I calmed down for my grandpa, but I was a wreck after that for a long time. I was very close to my mom, and I lived with my, my family had a brother and sister, and my mom got married when I was 2, and I grew up with my dad Rick. But after my mom died, we hadn't been getting along, and he sold the house and moved to Pacific, and so I was kind of bouncing around from place to place, and it was so different because my mom was so overprotective of me, and so she was always asking me, where are you going? So after she passed, no one was asking me that, you know what I mean? Nobody cared about my grades, how late I got home. So that was all just a learning curve for me. I ended up dropping out of college.
Well, you felt lost.
I was lost. I didn't meet my birth father till I was 18 after my mom died. And he lived in San Diego. So legally, with the legality of it, I was an orphan because my dad's name wasn't on my birth certificate, and it was just my mom. So I went to school, under being an orphan and getting funding that way to go to college and
Folks,
and stuff.
Are you just tuning in? You have to go back and watch this, because all of you, and again, I never want you to lessen what you're going through. I want you to hear your own story, and that's why we do Testament Tuesday, in somebody else's story, and feel the empathy, but then feel the belief. Because again, what happened to her when she was almost kidnapped? We talked about how her mother died that night, but your grandmother was also in the car.
My grandmother was in the car, and she lived
died
for a
a
couple
few weeks-
months, and
oh,
she
a
was
couple
in a
months.
coma. Yeah, and it was my dad's mom, and she died a couple months later.
So
But
she loses her mother, she loses her grandmother. The picture, by the way, that you had given us of you and your mom, you said this is your favorite.
Yes, I love that picture of my mom and I, and I just, it's honestly, to this day, it's still hard for me to look at pictures of her. I just kind of block it all out.
Well, and that's why whenever we're getting ready for our shows, by the way, we always say, do you have pictures or whatever that tell your story? I knew it would be hard for you to go back through that. So thank you for that, by the
sure.
way. That's a beautiful picture of that connection. But again, folks, so she's got all these things. And when you think about loss in life, it's very easy to go down a path that takes you in a dark place, right?
Yeah.
You are lost in college. And then you even said to me, I had shame because I had to drop out, right? But at the time, you never know what God is readying you for. What did you want to go into?
I wanted to go into law,
what I
and I spent career day in high school with this wonderful Judge Brown, and he spent the day with me. I got to sit behind his desk, with the gavel, with the gavel, and he took me out to lunch, and he's the reason I went to Mizzou. He's like, if you're going to do law, you go to Mizzou, and so he was kind of like mentoring me a little bit in a way, and I looked up to him. And when the guy that killed my mom was still driving, and he had his license revoked, he was driving a stolen car, he was a known drunk. And he was still driving. So I went to Judge Brown and asked him, I said, is there anything, and here I am 18, I just thought, is there anything legal that I can do to follow him and, just get him caught, because he was still driving. Right. And he had just killed 2 people. Yeah. And he was like, Monica, he's like, you just can't squeeze juice out of a turnip, he said. He's like, he didn't want me to get involved with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I was going to meet with him next week in his chambers, and he was killed in a car accident. And so that was.
So now you're losing a mentor.
Yeah. I really looked up to him, and that was really. I had also, before my mom had died, 2 friends in high school were killed, and I was grounded that night, and I didn't go out with them. But I went to work the next day, and they had told me. My boss had took me back. Everybody was being extra helpful and nice, and my boss took me back, and he told me that he actually told me that another friend was killed that wasn't, but he told me 3 of my friends were killed the night before.
In an accident?
Yeah, in a car accident.
So these are the stories that Monica had told me when we first started talking. I'm like, wait, what? We have to tell your story. And again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the almost kidnapping when she was a child. Then we talk about losing her mother, losing her grandmother, losing her best friends, all this loss that continues to happen to you. Yet you have this resilience to keep staying positive. How?
Well, honestly, my husband, we started dating shortly after my mom died, and he just just gave me all this happiness. We literally were together from the first date till
Look at you, two
till
kids.
now. Yeah, and he's just my best friend, and he watched me go through a lot. He watched me through. I lost a child at 14 weeks, and I wasn't doing well, and they put me on a ton of antibiotics, and I had a seizure on one of them, and I almost died. And the doctor even told me, he said, I can't guarantee your life right now. He said my reaction was like 1%, and it was a neurotoxic reaction. So I just lost a baby, and then I was having this neurotoxic reaction that was causing severe anorexia, and I was shaking all over for months. I had muscle spasms from head to toe. I couldn't walk straight for a while. They put me in the hospital, and I still had like a 2-year-old at home, and at that time a 7-year-old, and I could barely take care of my kids. And it's actually Flagyl was the medication, but there's one called Cipro. I don't know if you've ever heard of Floxed, but there's people that get Floxed,
yes.
and it was the same kind of reaction.
Okay.
So it gave me a severe depression, and a woman literally saved my life, Linda Meyer from Mother to Mother, because they were saying I had postpartum depression from the miscarriage. And she talked to me every day on the phone for months.
Mother to Mother.
Mother to Mother.
Is it an organization still around?
Honestly, I don't know if it's still
We'll
around.
look into it.
But it's from Postpartum Support International.
Sure.
So, I read books on postpartum during that time, and it was severe. It was absolutely severe, but I honestly didn't know if I'd make it through it. It was the worst thing that had ever happened to me in my life. And I had the wonderful doctor, Dr. Wolf, and he would call me at home and check on me and make sure I was okay.
We need more of those physicians, don't
we do.
Yes.
He was amazing. I mean, between him and Linda Meyer, they saved my life. They really did.
Your life has been saved many times, spiritually, mentally, physically. I mean, again, hit after hit after hit. Yeah. As you mentioned, you were thinking of going into law, and then you followed a path. You went and you did hair for what, 21 years?
Yes, 25 years. 25 years I did hair, and I really enjoyed that. I had the best clientele. And
was it all in Washington?
Yes, all in Washington at Hair Engineers. And I was there for 25 years. The girls there are amazing. And my clients were amazing. I liked doing razor cuts and sculpting haircuts. I kind of looked at it like art, and I really enjoyed it. But my daughter got hurt. She fell off a pyramid.
Just happened a handful of months
ago. A year and a
she
half
just had
ago.
The surgery,
she just had the surgery. And when
so the injury happened a year and a half ago.
Yes,
I thought it had
and
just
we
happened.
were going to physical therapist, occupational therapist, massage therapist, neurologist, and her arm would go numb. She'd get severe migraines. And I was dealing with this, worried about her, and I found that I just didn't even want to go to work anymore, And she was missing a lot of school. And finally we saw a thoracic surgeon back in June, and he said she had thoracic outlet syndrome. So she had a surgery and got her rib removed, and she's doing much better now.
Well, she's doing great. I shot all that footage that you're going to see in just a second of the store, and I had a chance to meet her, and I was like, oh, look at you, Bella.
Yes,
you're doing
Bella.
Beautiful, Bella. You're doing great. I mentioned earlier you have a beautiful family. Let's show the picture of your family and talk about how these are your support system, right? This is this is your why. This is your purpose.
This is my purpose. They're everything to me. That's the best thing that has ever happened to me, being a mom. I enjoy it thoroughly.
And so on the left, we have...
Yes, Isaac.
Okay.
And then Christy. And then Carter in the front. And then
Bella.
Bella.
And then, of course, Scott is her husband that we've been talking about. It's a beautiful family. You were just featured, and it's there when we walk into your shop.
Yeah.
What magazine was
Neighborhood Reads.
Neighborhood Reads.
Yep.
And
they
so
featured us in the November issue.
And so when you got the call that they were going to do that, you're going to see the whole story. You're going to see the befores and afters of how this all came about, by the way. But they reached out to you and said, we want to feature you?
Yeah, a lady was actually shopping in the store, a woman was, and she asked me at checkout, she's like, how would you like to be featured in Neighborhood Reads? And I was like,
okay.
Absolutely, yeah, let's do it.
I would love that.
I would love
And we are featuring Monica Spitler. She is the owner of Coconut Grove Boutique. And you have just heard the backstory. So whenever you go in there to shop, I want you to say, holy cow, I heard your story of overcoming. How, though, I'm going to take a break, do you go from 25 years doing hair to suddenly opening up a boutique that was never on her radar?
Never.
God led her to this path, and she obediently said yes. But we'll find out if it was scary and what it all looked like. I can't wait to take you through what the building looked like before it turned into what it looked like.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do all that. If you have any comments, any questions, I just saw Tanya Wade on, who owns Oak and Front. She said, good morning, Monica and Monica.
Oh, hi, Tanya.
Bridget, I'm so sorry for all of your losses, but I see so much protection over your life.
Oh,
no
that's
kidding,
so
right?
great,
Yep,
yes.
just got to chill. Bridget, thank you. Feel free to keep the comments coming in. I see more coming in. We will get to your comments, and now we're going to tell the story of Coconut Grove Boutique when we return.
I love working here. You know, I come in here and I feel positivity with everybody, down from the housekeepers up to the CEO. Our bosses actually get on the floor with us, help us out. I've been in plenty work nursing homes, and being here, it makes me feel very happy all the time. Being around these residents is amazing things. I might cry. Working with them, it's like my grandma and my grandpa. When I'm at home, and I can come here, I feel free. When I'm having bad days, I can just walk in here and boom, I'm back into a happy place. They make everything happy and joyful, and they all respectful. They do put an impact on my life big time. That's it. I mean, yeah, that's the best memories. Hey, this is my place, this is my home.
Welcome back, and thanks again for tuning into the Real Monica Adams Show. You have two Monicas today, two Monica Lynns, in fact, today, and we are thrilled to be featuring what now is her boutique and how that all came about. So we told you the backstory about, again, overcoming. As Rose just said, you talk about testing faith. She lost her mother at the age of 27. She said, what you've gone through but kept going, you're an inspiration. You seem to be a lovely human being. I know your mom is proud. That's
so
from
sweet.
Rose.
That's
yes.
so sweet.
Keep those comments coming in. Again, if you have any comments or questions for Monica, please shoot them to us. If you have not been, here's all the information of where they're located and, again, how to follow them on social media. CoconutGBoutique.com, by the way, is the website, and located on West Main Street in Washington, Missouri. Follow them on social media as well. But I love the fact that you see it's just established in 2025. What was your official year anniversary?
May 6th.
May 6th. Okay, so they just had the 1-year anniversary, but you're doing hair, and then how do you make the switch to, I'm going to open a boutique?
I was literally like in December doing all my clients. Christmas was coming. I had no idea that I was going to open a boutique then. And by February, I was ordering products and renting the spot in March. And it just went that fast. And it just, I had finished my basement, and I was decorating it all coastal style, and I couldn't find anything that I wanted for that look around here. And I ordered some things online, and it just wasn't like what I thought it was going to be. So I thought, how cool would that be to have a shop that had, like, you know, beautiful home decor, beautiful coastal inspired decor. And I love all the light wood, the mango woods and all that. And so it just came to me, and then it just is something I could not stop thinking about. Once it came to me, it was in my head, and it's literally all I could think about was opening the store. And my husband's just like going along with it. He's like, okay, you know? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to do this. And I just actually, today's my birthday. I turned 50.
She's 50 today.
50
She's celebrating
today.
with us. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And so I turned.
Does Scott ever at any point when you say, I want to open a boutique, say, wait a minute, what? You're going to leave this 25-year career?
No.
See?
He did not.
It's the support system, as I mentioned before, that's in our lives.
He was an excellent support system. He went right into it, remodeling the store, doing, you know.
I want you to see the before and afters of this. So I love what it was, because when I went in and took some of the footage.
Building.
So the building, but I love the fact that you guys were talking about some of the beams and how it was like, did you say it was red paint that was like falling off of it?
It was like red wallpaper around the beams, and And then when that came off, it was like bright lime and yellow. So my husband got the idea to take rope and wrap it around the beams and give it more of a coastal feel.
Yes.
And it was such a structurally beautiful building.
Look at this is what it is now, by the way. And so that's all you can imagine, but it's the transformation, Monica, that we all love of again, I just love how your minds think. I said, "Are you an interior designer?" And she's like, "Oh, I would love to." That's her next job she wants to have.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, seriously, you did all of this with you and Scott together.
Yeah, we did it
There
in
were
2
also
months.
shelves or, things that were left in there,
There were
right?
leftover shelving, and Andy Understall's the owner of the building. He is tremendously amazing. He was very helpful. He said anything you want to use in the shop, because they had old furniture in there. It wasn't being used. The space wasn't being used, and there was no floor. It was like plywood on the floor. And he said, whatever you want to use. And my husband took that and put crown molding on some of the furniture and finished up the backs, because it was like a huge entertainment center, and so it had big holes in it for the TV and all that. So he put plywood in the back, and
yeah, we've got some footage of the. So you've got different products that we're going to talk about, and one of them I bought right away, the Farm and Sea. So
Farm and Sea.
They are amazing, and I have what smells like summer, but it's sitting on the shelving that Monica's talking about, and so these were there, and then you guys transform it all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We transformed it all, and we did it in 2 months.
2 months?
2 months. And it just all, like I said, it was just all happening so fast. But the strange part was it was very easy. It just all fell into place. Everything was just working like it was supposed to. And I just had nothing but excitement. I wasn't scared. I was just extremely excited.
And how has your community treated you?
Oh, great. I mean, downtown Washington is beautiful.
Agreed.
Main Street is beautiful. So many people are surprised when they come there. And we have a lot of tourists that come in, from Kansas City and all over. They come in I have people in there from Florida. One guy was born in Coconut Grove, and he's like, "Have you been to Coconut Grove?" And I was like, "No, no, I haven't actually." And since then I've had a couple more people from Coconut Grove in the shop, and they come in. They say it looks like a vacation. They feel relaxed. One guy even told me he'd love to just sit in there and drink coffee.
I was just going to ask you to tell that story.
Yes.
He asked you something about coffee, and you're like, "I have coffee," and he's like, "But can I just sit in here because you just want to feel like you're on vacation?"
Yeah, he said he loved the whole vibe. He's like, "I just love this whole vibe," and that's what I wanted. I wanted people to walk in and feel relaxed and like they're getting away from something for a little bit.
Well, this world that we talk about, I mean, again, the life that you have lived. Yes, you would have loved to have had this place.
Yes.
But now you built it. If they build it, will they come? Yes. We're looking at the store, and we're just going to keep looking at videos and pictures as you tell us about some of the products that you've brought in, because, again, it's this beautiful vision of, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build it, and I'm just going to start creating. So from clothes, women and men, by the way.
Yes.
And I can't wait for Jim to wear the shirt that I have. I was
that's
like,
awesome.
Did you forget that I just got? Oh, yeah, I did. He's like, I got too many shirts. It's so silky. You don't have to have a golfer in your family, but guys love to wear golf shirts.
They love it.
Right? Out for dinner, on the golf course, in business meetings, whatever. The ones you have are all soft.
Super soft. They're very stretchy. And the great thing about them, they're SPF 50 proof. And they don't. You don't sweat in them. They're almost dry after you take them out of the washing machine. They don't wrinkle. They don't fade. They have a nice sturdy collar.
Do you have a favorite?
And, I love the pink one that has jellyfish
That's
all over
the one
it.
that you're
that's
like,
my favorite.
What about this one, Monica? I'm like, yeah, I like that one, but I like this one too. But I love the fact that you have men's, because a lot of times women will open a boutique and it's only women's clothes. You've got everything. And we just came off of 4th of July, so some of the stuff could be sprinkled in. We're just talking about America and the big 250th celebration, which I love. How often are you changing things up?
All the time. I mean, every week I'm getting things in, and I'm just getting ready. Actually, this Thursday night from 5 to 8, I'm having a sip-in shop, and we have a bartender that used to work at Oak and Front, Matt. He comes in for us, makes cocktails for my customers, and it's free cocktails. You come in and shop, and we have 40% off dresses, 20% off shoes, and I'm going to do, for the first time, I'm going to do 10% off home decor
Oh,
and
okay.
furniture.
Okay,
So-
your furniture, by the way, is beautiful. And you know that I
Yes.
was like, Jim, we need these chairs. I want to show some of the furniture because it's one thing to bring in. And again, when you are designing, I mean, you're living my dream. I always wanted to have my own boutique. And
I remember you
it's
said
still, I told you that. Yep. It's still kind of in the back of my head. But when I walked into your place, I was like, yes, this is it. This is a little bit of everything. Your home decor is gorgeous. So that really, as you mentioned, Monica, was kind of where you started with wanting to
Yes.
do stuff at your own home. And then you bring it for all of us to be able to have. Do you have a favorite piece there?
The green chairs are
Oh, those are
probably
your favorite?
the velvet chairs. Those are a staple. I've sold them and then ordered them back in again because they just look so nice in the shop. And
I like those
it's
too, though.
all beautiful. It's just all beautiful. It's great every morning to walk in and you just feel at peace, you know.
These are my favorites.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So Zach, go ahead and put those on the screen. All right, I want those. Can I have
They
those,
are
please?
awesome, aren't they?
That's when you
They're a
first walk in
statement
the door.
piece.
They are a statement piece. I mean, those are the kind of things that when you have in a home, or maybe we need to have them here on set.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're like, oh yeah,
I love them.
So I have to say,
absolutely love 'em.
we have an interior designer now who's a big part of our show, and she said the hot color is green, and you've got it all over the place.
I love green. It's
Look, you know what
calming.
you're doing. Yes.
It's a happy color. You know, it's calming. It just makes you feel good. And that's another part of decorating is like you just want to make things when you walk into a room, you feel happy. About it. You know, it should make you happy when you walk into your room.
I agree.
And you don't have to be on vacation to feel like you're on vacation.
Well, Monica, one thing you have to know, before you and I met, this room used to have palm trees behind us.
Oh, my gosh.
Did I tell you that?
No.
Well, we were at an old studio where we had a window, right? So we would open our curtains and we were up on the 17th floor in the University Club Tower in Brentwood area at Richmond Heights. And so we had 4 palm trees on set, which you would have loved.
Oh, my
Unfortunately,
gosh,
there's no
yes.
window here now.
Oh, no.
So they died.
Oh.
I know. I hate it. I want my palm trees
Oh, my
back.
gosh.
Can we also talk about the fact that your daughter models a lot of your clothes?
Bella models for me, and she loves it. She's just very natural. I don't tell her what to do. I just take pictures, and she just kind of goes with the flow. And
Does she want to model?
She does. She
Oh.
loves to
Do you-
model.
I have
And-
someone for her to talk to, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Let's
Oh,
introduce her to a
sure.
talent agent.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, and I have another daughter, Christine, and she does not want to model. So she does not want to model. So thankfully Bella does. So then I don't have to. So
She's like, Mom, do not ask me to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Annette says, it's been a minute. Love your show. Well, hello, Annette. Thanks for watching. Rose, Bridget, you know you want to go. Let's go. Let's go meet up. Okay, I'm going to tell the story, by the way, of the idea that I have. She just said, I feel a mobile Monica in Washington coming before Christmas. Well, I would love to get many people in Washington to do a big show. You know that.
Oh,
I've talked
yes.
about that. We already did Oakenfront, and then we're now featuring this is a business spotlight that we're doing on Monica. But we've got some other ideas. We've got our 1,000 show coming up, and so Washington has my heart. I really do love it. Bridget said, "Happy birthday, girl."
Aw, thank you, Bridget.
Yep. So again, keep those comments coming in, but I want to talk also about, like, if we did Monica's picks, and I know you're changing things up a lot, but when we walk in the door, we're just going to kind of break things down. So when you walk in, you see those 2 beautiful chairs that we just showed. But then to the left, you have some really gorgeous jewelry.
I do. I have Ellie Vale, and she was the pioneer of waterproof jewelry. She had nail trimmers that weren't rusting, and she noticed that, and she decided to make jewelry align with stainless steel. And that prevents it from turning and tarnishing. And it's beautiful jewelry. I actually have a new ring I got in just the other day. I just got much more in than what's pictured there.
Just in time
I
for
just
your
put
sip
out a
and
new
shop.
line. Yes, just in time for the sip and shop. And my customers love that jewelry. I mean, it's done really well, and it holds up. And it's nice to buy something and it lasts. You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
it's very smart from a business standpoint in your mind of bringing in waterproof jewelry when you're having a coastal theme and you're thinking people are going on vacation, buying pieces that they're going to be around water probably.
And I got lucky actually.
She reached out to you, didn't
yes,
she?
yeah. Carrie reached out to me. She's a distributor for the jewelry, and she is amazing. She's so fun. I love talking to her. But she came in and said, we think your store fits our jewelry. You know, it was coastal inspired jewelry. And so I saw it and I said, yes, I absolutely want to have this in here. And it's so beautiful. So.
You know, it was hard for me not to buy your entire store. I bought a couple of dresses. This is one of them that I just absolutely fell in love with. Do you remember, even though Jim's going to say no, I did point to this first,
yes,
correct?
you did, yes.
And then I have another one. That one right there, actually, as Zach's going to pull up, that one right there in front, I bought as well. And I wore both of those when we were in Las Vegas. As I mentioned, if you are tall, they're short. So I had not tried it on, and we went out to dinner, and I was constantly like this, like, is this too short? Jim's like, no.
Of course.
It feels like it to me, right? If you went to Catholic school like I did, we had to have them down here, so the nuns would not be happy with all this.
I did go to Catholic school,
yeah,
yes.
You understand.
I understand.
So besides clothes, you also have shoes, which a lot of boutiques, they don't all the time because it's a whole nother level when you're having to carry shoes, right?
Yes, it is, because you get so many in when you order. And but I love shoes. I love wedges, and
the ones you have on, I almost bought. I need those. Don't I?
Yes.
Are those on sale?
Yes, those are going to be 20% off Thursday night.
Can you save me some? Because I put them on. I think they would look good with this.
Oh, absolutely.
Kick your foot up so they can see it.
Let me see.
Here, kick it my way.
Okay.
There we go, folks. Aren't those adorable? And by the way, we were just mentioning that there's this whole 90s style that's coming back in a lot of platform shoes.
It's fabulous. I love it.
It's fabulous.
I love it because I love platforms. Even doing hair, I would wear platforms all the time, and everyone's like, how do you stand in those shoes all day? And it just... You know, I'm short. So
how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Yeah? So that makes you about 5'6"?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, give me some
Give
lift.
me some height.
So, folks, again, we're talking about jewelry. You have some really pretty sunglasses, too. And I had to tease my husband. I was like, put these on. He's like, Monica, those are girls. And you're like, no. The sunglasses
Some of them
unisex.
are unisex,
And
yes.
then Scott, your husband,
He
had
a
some
pair.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, he's Mr. Fashionable now.
Yes, yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So there we go.
He is, yeah.
He tell everybody what he does for a living.
He works for Concrete Strategies, and he does quality control over the St. Louis area. So he goes from job to job and checks the concrete and checks the quality of the work being done. And he loves his job, but he actually works on the weekends at the boutique with me.
That's what I wanted to say.
And he absolutely loves it.
He calls you sometimes and says, you don't have to come in. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm running the shop. And he's very meticulous on how clean everything is.
The floors, I mean, he is just always, he comes in Saturday mornings at 9 and he starts mopping and starts vacuuming, and it's great that he does that. I'm like, go right ahead. And
I teased him. I love these two as a couple, by the way. They just both have incredible energy. You can feel the love in their family. I was teasing him, though, and I said, I can't even imagine the conversations with knowing what you do for a living and then talking to your friends going, I'm going to work at the boutique.
Yes, exactly.
And he's proud to say that.
He loves it. He loves talking to people. He loves the shop. He loves the store, and he loves downtown. And he's proud, you know. He's just proud of the shop, and he enjoys it so much. So he'll get there early on Saturday mornings, and he'll tell me, oh, don't come in, stay home with the kids for a while. You know, just come in around noon or so. And he'll come in and he'll be at the shop working, and he'll stay there the whole day.
Do your kids enjoy going there also?
Well, not my 12-year-old. No. My son. No, but there is an ice cream shop next door.
He
Silver
likes
Spoons.
that.
He loves the ice cream. So I can bribe him with that when he's at the store to stay a little bit, you know, with the ice cream. So
again, folks, this is Coconut Grove Boutique. I know you're going to want to go visit. And when you are out shopping, I want you to support those that are supporting us. Again, located in Washington. If you haven't been to Washington in a while, you need to get there. It is such a charming town. And again, great food, great boutiques, and then the view. I mean, the kids will love the train tracks, and then hopping on the train, taking some cool pictures, and then just sitting outside and watching the river flow by is just actually one of my favorite things. Monica, favorite place to travel to?
Oh, my favorite place, Destin. We go every summer.
Okay.
And we're going August 5th. And if I could honestly live there, but I have 4 children here, and I can't move them all there. But if I could live there, that's where I would be.
And what made you pick Coconut Grove as the name?
I love coconuts. I love anything, the smell. So it just came to me. I didn't even think of it really. It just popped up in my head, and I immediately settled on that. And my husband's like, "What are you going to name it?" And I said, "Coconut Grove." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah, that's it." I had I didn't even try to think of anything else.
So let me ask this. Okay, we're going to take another break, and then I want to talk about some of the products. I mentioned, again, Farm and Sea. True Ocean is another one
True
that people
Ocean.
like to come for.
Yes.
When you see just how amazing this is, and I know you're only 1 year in, but can you look into the future? You don't have to answer yet. Look into the future, and do you see more? Nope. Hold
okay.
on. We'll answer that. You have any comments or questions for her? Anything that you would like to see in the store if you've been in? Anything that you've grabbed already? I've grabbed a couple of dresses. I have some Farm and Sea. I need more. So now that I know you have a sip and shop, I might need to take a drive out there on Thursday. Those are always my favorites. I mean, you buy more after you have after you have a little drink. Trust me, you know that. I've always told boutiques, do more of those. You'll sell more.
Oh, it's so fun too.
Everybody's in a happy mood.
Everybody's happy. Yeah.
And we want that happiness. She has built happiness. It's in a store, and it's called Coconut Grove. More about Coconut Grove Boutique when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com.
Welcome back. Loving our Testament Tuesday on Coconut Grove Boutique. I just bounced over to Instagram, and I'm not sure if she's still on, but thrilled to see our cousin in Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to you. I know she's got a big day on tap today. Very faith-based for sure. Love you, Kimmy. And all of you, again, no matter where you're watching from, I see a lot of different businesses, and this is how it's all about. You know, we are all about supporting small business and lifting up small businesses. She is a small business owner and is thriving and loving what she's doing. And thank you for the community that has traveled. Again, Washington, Missouri, but everybody that's living elsewhere, take the drive. Just escape and just feel the love of Washington. So Coconut Grove Boutique. Again, it's coconutgboutique.com. So your shirt is from there. That's THML?
Yes, THML.
And people are loving that brand.
I love that brand. It's very good quality. They do a lot of embroidery work on the sleeves, and it's, you know, I washed this and took it straight out of the dryer, and it just...
No wrinkles?
No wrinkles. It's perfect. It's made so well. It's made to last. And you know, as I get older, it's quality over quantity.
You could wear that to Mizzou.
Yes. To
a Mizzou game.
Yes, you know, the black and gold. I absolutely love THML. That's a brand that I carry, and I'm happy with the quality. And if I get something in that I don't like, I don't put it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I've been
do a
very
test run
fortunate.
on it?
Yeah, if I don't like the quality of it, I send it back. You know, it has to be good quality when I put something out. And I've had that, you know, recently where I ordered something I was so excited about to get it in. And they just took really good pictures. But when it came in, the quality, it was very thin.
Can we talk about that? That is the reason why I'm very big on going into a store, shopping small, supporting small business. But there's a whole thing of try it on, see it, feel it. Instead of... And again, I'm not knocking e-commerce or online purchasing, and I love the fact that businesses have that as an addition. But only doing online, you're going to get disappointed the majority of the time.
Exactly.
So do you do online shopping also?
Yes, we opened a couple weeks ago. We opened our online store.
Good, I knew that was coming.
So
see, I'm glad we waited until now, because now they can go online and shop.
Yes, absolutely. And my daughter does a lot of the modeling for the clothes online, and we tried to make it a really beautiful site, and I'm learning as I go. So this is all new to me. You know, I didn't grow up in this, you know, atmosphere. So
But honey, you're thriving. I'm just going to say it. Seriously, there are people who try this and you can just feel it's kind of a disconnect, or maybe it's just a side hustle. You got to go all in. So you wouldn't be doing hair and this.
No.
Because if you were, you would be able to feel it.
Oh, no.
You would feel like frazzled.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know, because I'm there all the time.
What are your hours?
My hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 to 5. Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 12 to 4.
Okay, so only Mondays when
Monday's the only day I'm closed.
you get a break, you breathe, you change the stores around a little bit, and then
Exactly.
come back in. Again, if you didn't hear, this Thursday they do have a sip and shop where you can go in. This brand, what is this dress I'm wearing?
Actually,
do you remember?
No, I don't.
Can you
I
see
don't
it?
remember.
All
Let me
right,
see.
we'll find out and we'll tag it for you. But again, THML probably from a clothing standpoint.
Yes.
Your biggest mover.
My biggest mover.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely
and then
love it.
We mentioned Farm and Sea, so tell them about Farm and Sea.
Farm and Sea. They're from Amesbury, Massachusetts, and it's a small company. And my girlfriend actually introduced it to me, and she had a friend in California that was wearing it, and I ordered it online. I got it in, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was like the best smell I'd ever.
I agree.
It's so.
The one that I have is
Beach Girl.
Beach Girl.
Yes.
And then that is the cutest thing. So when you get your products.
When I get my orders, they make little drawings for me of my shop, and they put it in with the order. And they are the cutest company. They're so sweet, and they make everything to order by batch. So they don't make it until I order it, and so it's fresh.
That's customer service.
Yes, it's fresh, and they've been great to work with. I wrote to them and I'm happy. And
I smell like the beach.
So good.
So I got the. And I'm gonna. You're right. I asked you. I'm like, should I get the one that's more buttery? Yes. It just feels so silky.
It goes
So
on so
I
good.
got the body wash, and then I got the body butter.
Yes.
But there's also like a regular lotion.
Yeah, there's a
right?
regular lotion, a pump lotion, a glass pump bottle, and then it comes with an oil that you can rub on perfume, and the body scrub is amazing. Yes, it
Beach
smells
Girl.
so-
Okay, if you want to just smell like summer, that it's an incredible smell. It's very, very fresh. And then True Ocean. Tell us about True Ocean.
That is bergamot, palm leaf, and mandarin, and it's made in Clearwater, Florida. It's sold in a lot of boutiques in Florida, and it's a fresh, summery scent, and it's been extremely popular. I'm constantly reordering it. They use them in Sandals Resorts and Margaritaville,
okay.
In the spa. So
So a lot of people know that brand.
yes, it's a lot of people will come in and they were like, I was in Florida and I saw this there, and I just happened upon it and went with it, and it's done so well, and it comes from Florida, so that's just an extra bonus.
See how happy she is? If you missed the first part of it, you would have been like, oh my gosh, oh, it's so sad. And this is why I wanted you to understand, yes, we are hit with hard times in life, but you don't want to give in to that. You've got to find a support system. Again, she's got this beautiful family and friends and this community that continues to lift her up, and let's have her thrive. Now, you pronounce it for me. Is it Enos or
Enish.
Enish.
It's from Ireland.
Okay, so you said, Monica, I want you to try this. I actually had already been introduced to it by a friend of mine who has a boutique in Kirkwood. So now I need to be replenished. So I need to come in on Thursday because I need it again. So wonderful shampoos and conditioners.
Oh, yes. I was a stylist, like I said, for 25 years, and it's super hydrating. It feels great on the hair, and besides the fact that it smells amazing.
Amazing. And I will tell you, my hair feels that it's healthiher.
Yes.
And
yeah,
it's like got this
nourishing.
glow to it. Yes. So she carries that as well. Again, these are the favorite brands. These are Monica's picks. Dot is on and said, definitely may have to hit Thursday night with my sister. Shopping is my hobby.
Oh, that's fun.
Stephanie, you are blessed, Monica. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah. So make that trek to Washington. So we know we've got the Sip and Shop coming up. Any other things that are for summer or fall?
We have the Fall Festival in September. Downtown.
Okay.
And I'm not sure the exact weekend in September, but that is very popular. There's
Washington, Missouri Fall
Washington,
Festival.
Missouri Fall Festival. Yes, and like I said, that's in September, and all the shops are open. You can shop, and then plus they have lots of vendors, and that brings in lots.
I'm wondering
of
if that's what
traffic.
I went to.
It might
was
have
packed.
been.
We walked through the streets and then like kind of downtown square,
It's
all packed.
absolutely packed.
So
yes.
so come and support vendors, but then start to introduce yourself to all these shops.
The local shops, because there's a lot of great local shops downtown in Washington.
Give them your exact address again for those that are just tuning in late.
106 West Main Street, Washington, Missouri.
Yes, 106 West Main Street. So make sure that you hit these stores, hit our favorite restaurant, Oak and Front. There's another one that you actually are introducing me to, so maybe I can see if Jim's available with me on Thursday. We can come out for dinner and then come and see you.
That'd be great.
It is called
Manjabella.
And
It's at the old Elijah McClain's mansion. It's on the hill. It's this big white mansion on the hill, and they just came out with a new menu, and the food is delicious, and the atmosphere, it's gorgeous.
Two retired physicians?
Yes.
So Teresa, shout out, by the way. She and I had talked, and we're talking about wanting to do something, but you told me about it. I had never heard of it. I looked it up, and I went, wait a minute, this food looks incredible, like high end, right?
Yes,
and they even have like a private club that people can be a part of.
Yes.
This is what's happening in Washington, folks.
Yes,
Don't sleep on Washington, Missouri, by the way. Luann said, okay, hang on. Now I can't see. Rose, Monica, we love Pensacola so much. We wanted to come home and do a coastal nautical theme in a room at our home. This boutique reminds me of that. Oh, Rose, you're going to love going in. If you like coastal aspect, you're going to want to take pieces for your home from an interior design standpoint, and then you'll want to wear the clothes. Luann said, Rose, I just went to Pensacola recently to visit family. We'll be going again soon. You don't have to go to Pensacola, though. You can, but then you go and you shop at Coconut Grove, and you just feel like you're on a constant vacation.
A lot of people tell me when they walk in that they feel like they're in Florida.
Yes. It doesn't feel like we're here.
Yeah.
I agree with that comment. Yeah. You've done, Monica, you should be very proud.
Oh, thank you so
much.
And
as Rose said earlier, your mother would be very, very proud.
Thank
is
you
very
so
proud,
much.
looking down from heaven. I love your energy. Don't ever stop being who you are. Oh. It's just... she's such a beautiful human being. And by the way, do you go to Mizzou games since you have that connection?
Yes, my daughter just graduated from Mizzou.
Oh, actually. Just did?
Yes.
I want you and your husband, and maybe your kids as well, do you ever go to homecoming games?
I haven't been recently.
We're going to go. So you guys should go.
Oh, that would be great.
Should all have fun
that would
together.
be fantastic.
I think it's our anniversary. It's October 3rd. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk.
Oh,
I think
let's do
it would
it.
be fun.
Let's do it.
I will visit Monica's boutique very soon. Yes. Our favorite destination, and now it's going to become, yes, you're going to want to go over and over and over again. Coconut Grove Boutique, Monica Spitler, Scott Spitler, and their family. I want you to go in, support them, tell them how much you absolutely love the store, and trust me, you're going to want to go again and again and again and again and again and again. So, my friend, at the end of every show, we do a devotional. You've been through a lot in your life. I want this to speak to you and to speak to anybody else who has felt like life is never going to give them a break.
Absolutely,
okay?
Yeah.
So they are 100 Days to Freedom books. One is fear and anxiety. One is depression. One is anger. One is shame. And again, remember, we're giving freedom from this. So fear and anxiety, anger, depression, shame, or healing.
Oh my goodness. Fear and anxiety.
Fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
Yes, because so much could be fearful of almost being kidnapped, fearful of how am I going to recover after losing my mom, after losing my grandma, after losing my friends, after feeling shame and dropping out of school, after having a miscarriage. I mean, we talked about a lot, folks. She went through all of this, and then God gave her a path to say, now go create.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, again, came out of nowhere. So she thought God had this plan all along. Okay. So 100 Days to Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. We'll do that when we return.
Most places you walk into, you look around, you nod, not here. You could try anything. Woo! Only 3 minutes in here, I'm already gassed. Check this bad boy out. It's a swim spa. Let's go. This is called the Sweaty Goat. This is where I get my demons out. Whether it's a hot tub, a swim spa, a sauna, or a cold tub, you come in here and you could try it and you pick what you want. That's Spas and More STL. And tell them Cam sent you.
Welcome back, and let me just say, that's Cam Jansen. I just said, Monica, do you know who that is? She's like, no, I know. I have this little identifier that I start to put up that says, Cam Jansen. Are you a St. Louis Blues fan by chance?
Yes.
Oh, he was a former St. Louis Blues player. Yep, now he's a Blues alumni, and thank you, Cam, by the way, for testing out everything at Spas and More. We're going to talk about the hot tub in just a second. So this has been a very popular book, Monica. A lot of people pick Fear and Anxiety. We can feel it in the world. So I asked her to pick a number, and you picked 7?
7.
All right, 100 Days of Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. Day 7 is Comforting Presence. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. You've heard this one before. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing me honor to the name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23. It is a very popular one that we've heard a lot. Did that speak to you?
Oh, yes, yes.
This is probably the most familiar passage from the Bible. It's the inspired word of God written through David, who was a shepherd who would become king, by the way. If you've dealt with fear and anxiety, you've probably memorized the passage and said it to yourself in times of need. As a shepherd caring for a flock of sheep, David expresses his care and concern for the sheep in his fold. This is similar to how God cares for us, always present to provide, to lead, and to guide. His overwhelming love for us is comforting, knowing he's with us can give us strength to face the dark days. If you've never memorized the passage, begin today by writing it out. I knew a lot of it, but not the whole. Then learn each verse of the psalm. So this is now a new challenge for me. As you commit to this memory, you will begin to recall this truth in times of struggle and in times of peace. What a gift that will be, by the way, to your heart and to your mind. Charles Spurgeon says, we have all things and abound, not because I have a good story of money in the bank, not because I have skill and wit with which to win my bread, but because the Lord is my shepherd. So here's your prayer. Lord, your presence is a comfort to me. Thank you for guiding my life and for the many blessings you have given to me. Amen. Comforting, comforting, comforting. Thank you. I'm so glad we finally were able to do this.
Oh, it's
and
awesome.
now I can't
It's
wait
been
to come
great.
in again and again and again. Folks, I want you to go in one more time. It's Coconut Grove Boutique, located at 106 West Main Street in Washington, Missouri. Again, open every day but Monday, and then the big sip and shop coming up on Thursday. You start that at what time?
5 to 8.
5 to 8. CoconutGBoutique.com, though. You can also shop online. They just launched that just a couple of weeks ago. And then follow them on social media for all the wonderful things they're doing. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
I'm
Thanks,
excited
Monica.
to be in again very soon. Tomorrow, by the way, I know a lot of you had a chance to see on Friday, the hot tub was being delivered, and we had to sign off before the actual delivery took place. So some of my social media reels have shown you some of that, but tomorrow we're going to bring in Angie Hess from Spas and More. We're going to talk all about it and the changes. I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, I want one. Pull the trigger, folks. You only have one life, and you deserve all the hard work that you have. To come home to something like that, it's been life-changing this past weekend. We also have Trisha Rhodes from Exist Stretch coming in, so we've got 2 bangs for your buck, okay? So Exist Stretch and Spas and More on a Wellness Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. Remember, it fits with what we've been talking about. Dream big, be anything you want to be in life, but the greatest be is kind. Be kind, and God bless.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.